If you don't have structured processes in your business, you are making your life so much harder. And this goes either for yourself, just as a solo operator, or if you have a team, or even if you just have one other person working with you. If you are a solo operator, a solo founder, just somebody who isn't working with anybody else, setting up your own workflows and structured processes can initially probably seem a little bit redundant. Like, well, it's just me doing it. Like, why do I need to set up structured processes? But what it does for your mental clarity is amazing, because it reduces things like decision fatigue. And as you would know, if you are running a business or starting a business, decision fatigue is real and it adds so much to your mental load. And there are quite a lot of things in business that you may not do every single day. So this is especially so when you're starting a business, you're figuring everything out. So everything is so much more difficult. Some of those things you won't come back to for months or weeks, or even if it's a few days, you've probably done a lot more in those few days. So to come back and be like, how did I do that again? Or how do I do that? Or, what was my process there? It really does take a mental toll. So making sure that you have structured processes set up is really going to save your mental fatigue and your mental clarity. Then, if you're leading a team, even if your team is just one other person, having structured processes, so this means, like having workflows and processes written out in a step-by-step guide. You can even supplement them with things like having videos recorded, whatever it is that makes the process really simple and easy to follow. You're going to achieve things like reducing errors within your team. You're going to reduce hours on training team members, or your team members training team members, because the processes are there. You're going to prevent constant questions, because people will always have that structured process to go and view if they do have any questions. And just as it would reduce decision fatigue for yourself, it will also reduce decision fatigue for your team. And from a psychological perspective, our brains are wired to crave certainty. So when people know what's expected, it means that stress goes down, efficiency goes up, and things actually get done. And that's why the best businesses, whether they're small or big, rely on systems and processes and not recurrent guesswork. If you don't have any structured processes yet, just start with the number one thing that you do most often and write that process down. What is the step-by-step process, so that if anyone, whether it be a stranger off the street or somebody who is super experienced in your field, anyone can come and read that process and go, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. I've got all the information. And keep in mind, these are obviously things that don't require creativity or, a lot of high level thinking. These are the processes that are repeated the exact same every time. That's the kind of things that you want to process out and turn into a system. And by doing that, you're going to save yourself so much time, so much mental fatigue, and just watch the really positive impact that happens.